kitchen party. Just a few. Bear with me as I bring a few people into the kitchen. A little bit early today, but it's okay. Just a couple more and I'll get started. Here we go. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good one today. All right. Hey everyone. Hey Portia, how are you? I'm excited to get started today. It is getting cold. All of a sudden, it just went from super hot to super cold. So I'm excited about this recipe. Just get started in just a minute, but gotta dance in my kitchen. Get this started, right? Because all that energy goes into the food, so it's an important part of my process. And so welcome to Colorful Cooking with Ariel. In today's episode, I'm gonna do a harvest comfort soup. Because of this cold weather, I just want comfort food. I'm glad you feel me. You feel me on that. All right, so I'm thinking, I've made a few things, but what goes best with cold weather? Hot soup to me. It's just, super delicious and comforting. And it's easy. It's a one meal in a pot type deal. So it just makes the process more simple, which I try to do simple recipes for you so that you can do this in your kitchen. So some things I'm going to start with. I've got garlic. I've got some corn. Now this is roasted corn. I prefer this just because it has a lot more flavor than just the regular corn that you find frozen. I've got nutritional yeast nutritional. And I've got some baby carrots. You can use any size carrots. This just happens to be what I had in my fridge. I've got various sweet potatoes. Right, these are my favorite right now. I've got a Hawaiian purple, which if you've watched a few shows ago is super beautiful on the inside. It's purple. And then I have this Japanese sweet potato, and these are super sweet naturally, so you can eat them on their own. Just bake them or roast them, wrapped in foil for about, I'd say 30 to 40 minutes, just until it's soft. And then throw a little bit of vegan butter on there, and this is perfection on its own. So adding that to the soup. All right. Just grabbed all the veggies that I had pretty much in my fridge. So this is just yellow squash you can get from any supermarket. Celery, which should always be the base for comfort soup, right? And then I've got some frozen peas. And I've got farro. Now farro is a grain. It's kind of like rice, but it cooks up very, very quickly. You should be hungry, Paul. You should be. All right, so the first thing that I want to do, since I'm doing this show for you, is I want to get this farro on. So I'm going to actually heat up the pot first with the farro. And then I'm going to take a couple of moments just to, let me do this on this burner, and then I'll push it over, okay? I just want to make this quick for you. Normally I would saute the veggies in this pot and then add the soup in, but because I'm adding a grain and the grain takes a little bit longer to cook, let me show you a secret with grains, okay? If you want your grains to cook up twice as fast, you put them in a pan, right? I'm gonna only put in about a half cup of this because it expands when you're cooking. And then I'm gonna get some oil in the pan, and I'm just going to, I love that sound. All right, so I'm gonna toast this. And what it's gonna do is it will make it cook through quicker. Can you hear the sizzle? Oh, comfort sound. This is exactly how I make rice also. I'll show you, bring it down here. It looks pretty close to rice in the pan. Okay, so I'm just gonna toast this first. And not only is it going to help it cook quicker, but it's also going to add to the flavor of this soup. So that's what I'm doing first and foremost there. Let's see if I can sit this down the way I had it. Thank you for bearing with me as I create the shifting of the camera. One day soon, I won't have to do this. All right. That is one of my short-term goals there. All right. There we go. Hey, Coach Daryl, how you doing? Long time no see. All right, so this has been toasting. I think I'm gonna give that maybe 30 seconds to a minute longer. I don't want to burn it. And then in the meantime, I'm just going to skin this sweet potato and greet you properly. How's everyone doing? I feel like the energy of this week is just so much lighter. So I don't know about you, but I'm just in a space where I want to be positive. There's so much negativity that's going on in the world, on the news, all that crazy stuff. And I have literally just shut it off and said, you know what, I'm going to do the things that make me happy and put me at peace. So cooking's one of them. This is done. I don't want it to burn, so it's starting to do that. So I'm going to throw some I love that. I love that transition. It's like I'm brewing some, almost like a witch's brew. It's funny. All right. That's exactly the sound it should make. All right. So I'm going to put the broth in here. I'm using a miso ginger broth. You can also use vegetable broth. I like this because miso and ginger are two really excellent ingredients for health, but also they taste great. So I'm using miso ginger. You can use vegetable broth. And that just fell. Open that up so I have access to that. All right, so I'm gonna push this to the back burner and let it just cook for a little bit as I am starting these veggies. All right, so here's that sweet potato I told you is beautiful. It's the Hawaiian sweet potato. And I find this at local Asian markets. You could probably find it at the higher end markets, but honestly, look at your local markets, support your local business, but also it's less expensive that way. So it's really pretty on the inside. It's nice purple. I'm watching, do you put seasoning? I always season my everything, Portia. I don't do any bland food at all. So I'm going to season this up. Alexa, next. I don't have anything against Shakira. It's just a little bit loud when I'm trying to talk to you. Alexa, next. Alexa, next. She's so disobedient. She's like, no, I want to listen to Shakira. There we go. Aha! Yeah, I always season my broth. The awesome thing about a soup is you can season it pretty quickly in a short time, but if you let it sit overnight, all of the herbs and spices really fuse into the soup. And so if you've cooked a soup and it comes out incredible, when you cook it, it's going to be the bomb the next day. So yes, I always season. I've got garlic here. I'm going to use that as a base. I probably should have put it in when I cooked the farro, but it's alright. I'll cook it in the vegetable pan. All right, so I've got this cut. This also will help you gain muscles. Thank you for the love. You tell me. Hey Kim, how are you? Long time no see. I just feel like it's been eternity since I've seen people extra, since we've been like stuck inside. And so I love being able to communicate with you, and for that reason I just feel like the Facebook is a blessing when you can still communicate with people. And I love the fact that I've got people that watch in other countries, which is amazing. I've got a friend in Spain and Colombia, and know someone in France, and was contacted by a woman in Australia who's been following my music, which is, again, got multiple adjectives in my brain, but incredible is just what comes to mind today. So bear with me. Thank you for the love. Also, let me know. Normally I do this show at 6 on Mondays, but I've got an important meeting, so I had to bump it up to 5 today. Let me know if this time works better for you. Okay, it's all about what's best for you. So if you like 5 o'clock Pacific, let me know. Okay, if that works better for you. If you like 6 p.m. Pacific, let me know. If you don't care, if either one works for you, let me know also. Your feedback really, really counts. I'll put this pan on. And I think I'm going to use... Always dance in the kitchen, I'm just saying. Perfect spot. I'm going to use a little avocado oil just to cook these veggies up quickly. Normally I have this pan on before you watch, but it's okay. Está bien. And then I think what I'm also going to do is start to have guests. As long as they have, you know, been healthy. I'm going to have some guests come on, some really fun guests for you as well. Look how beautiful these are. My goodness. All right, I'm going to check in with you, and I'm going to let these potatoes sweat. That's what it's called when you actually cook veggies before you put them into soup. It's called sweating the veggies. So it's kind of like you're working them out, right? Making them sweat. And then I'm going to add these carrots also, because I want them to cook down a little bit. Any feedback on the times? What works best for you? Any recipes you want me to try out? Any recipes you've tried? Let me know as well. Okay. So baby carrots, I'm just going to toss them in this pan. Can you see the cutting board? Let me know with the thumbs up if you can see it. If it's too hard to see, let me know as well. Okay. These carrots are just rolling. Alexa, next. All right. Sizzle, sizzle. The nice thing about sweating the veggies also is this also makes them cook faster once you put them into the soup. And it adds flavor as well. So. Carrots, 2 more to go. It's a nice arm workout. Now I'm cooking. Anytime something hits the floor, I just feel like it's official. I'm cooking. For real, for real. You are watching this live. All right, so I've got the carrots and the sweet potatoes going. Okay, I'm going to show you again in the pan. Look how pretty that is. This goes to show you also, when you get veggies that are in season, not only do they have all the vitamins that you need, the nutrients as well, but they're beautiful and they taste just top notch. So make sure you're getting veggies that are in season for that reason. All right, isn't that beautiful? I think it's beautiful. If you can't tell already, I live in rainbow colors, so I love it. All right. So tell me something good that's happened to you so far this week. Hey, Jason, how you doing? Number one supporter right there. I gotta lift this up so that this doesn't fall. Bear with me here. We'll put it down. Up in the gold. This is not sticking down here. Bear with me as you look at the rest of my kitchen here. Why it keeps doing that? Maybe if I do this. Aha, got it. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Alright. I love to cut my veggies at a diagonal. I just think it's prettier when you put them in. So this is just the yellow squash. This, honestly, you can throw right into the pot of soup because you don't want it to get too mushy, and if you throw it into the pan, it will get mushy. So I'm going to take this and throw it into the pan, or into the pot. Pan, pot, pot pan. All right. I think I've got it straight. Throw some more. Just because I love when I take a bite of soup and it's packed with veggies. So, and it's funny, in this household, I can make a massive pot of soup, and then the broth will go slower than the veggies. So, magic. Here we go. Thank you, Portia. I know you're talking about the veggies. Make me feel good. Make sure you share this with your friends also. I have a lot of people that have been asking how to transition to being vegan or vegetarian. The answer, honestly, is great food. Great food is great food. So even if you're a meat eater, if you eat something that is vegan or vegetarian and it tastes good, you're not thinking, oh my gosh, where's the meat? Especially if it's really hearty. So I love making dishes that people who eat meat will love. All right, pondering this second potato. I think I'm gonna stick to the purple one just because it's so pretty. And it's also very sweet, so. And the carrots are sweet naturally, and I'm gonna put some corn in here and that's sweet. So I wanna balance it out also with earthy flavors. All right, so Portia, this is for you. Nutritional yeast. Not only is it packed with vitamins, you can get it at all kinds of stores. This one I got at Trader Joe's. Right, but it's getting really, I made up a new word. It's getting really popular. So you can find it at more and more stores. You can find it on Amazon. Nutritional yeast. Okay. It's packed with vitamin B, which you need daily. But it's also packed with flavor. It kind of has like a cheesy or bold flavor, so it goes perfect in soups. It's great in salads as well. Okay. And I'm going to take it, I'm just going to cover the top of my broth here. I think you can see that actually from where you are. So I just really, really liberally covered the top of this. And I'm going to stir this in. I also want this soup to be creamy, so I'll show you how I'm going to do that at the end. All right, so these veggies are pretty much done. So I'm going to throw in some garlic, and I'm going to put a bunch of garlic in this because I want that flavor. And garlic is also preventative, meaning it's great to fend off colds. It will boost your immune system as well. So eat garlic. Keeps away vampires, right? I'm going to put that in the pot as well. And just cut it really rustically, meaning the garlic doesn't have to be cut beautifully. It's just small enough chunks, right, that it'll be pleasant. As we eat the soup, I think I cut up about 5 cloves. I don't know. I did it so quickly. All right, so I'm just gonna toss this in the pan just for a few minutes to soften it and toast it on a few sides. And then I'm gonna throw the whole lot of veggies into this pot. Little drum action there. Oh, I love Latin jazz, or just Latin music when I'm cooking, because it's hard not to be in a good mood. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to this, a little bit more just to make sure it's not dry out. Sizzle, sizzle. I think I want to take a Latin dance class at some point when the world opens back up. I did salsa one time, and by the end of the night I was so dizzy because I was dancing with professionals, and I am not a professional, not in salsa. So just gonna let that cook a little bit and check in with you. Hey Maria, how are you? I can't wait to meet you. Yeah, nutritional yeast and popcorn. That's a perfect mix. A little bit of sea salt. And I'm obsessed with also everything but the bagel seasoning, which oddly enough I'm not using in this recipe, only because I ran out of it. That's how much we eat of it. All right, so this smells divine, by the way. I might do it this way from now on, putting the garlic in to the pan of the veggies. All right, so this is cooked, and I'm going to toss this into, turn this off so I don't get burnt. I'm going to toss this into the pot. And I'm going to move the pot back to this burner and work on it some more, because this is actually the larger burner, and since you can see it on camera, it's the easiest one to work from. All right, heavy, heavy, heavy cast iron pan. There we go. Not trying to get burnt on camera. It's happened a few times though. That's all right. We got cocoa butter. All right. So far in the pan, in the pot, I've got sweet potatoes. I've got fresh garlic cloves, which just smells incredible every time. I'm sure you'd rather see the food than the lazy chair there. All right. And then I have farro, which is a grain. Farro from Trader Joe's. You can also get farro from high-end restaurants, and of course I toasted the farro. I've got carrots, and totally forgot the celery, but that's okay. I'm gonna cut some of this up. I prefer to sweat it, but celery cooks really quickly, so I'm just gonna dice it into small pieces and put it in the pot anyhow. I don't know why my brain keeps wanting to combine pot with pan. I have a pan that's both a pot and a pan. Maybe my brain is just stuck on that. All right. And if you'll notice, I'm always dropping food on the floor, but oh, that was pretty. It's like that rainbow sprinkle thing. That effect, I love that. Do it again. I think my son was saying it's now called yeeting. Yeeting it into the pot. I don't know where that came from, but that's what I'm doing. In honor of my son, I am yeeting the celery into the pot. My brain is stuck on pan. And I've got celery and potatoes under my feet there. All right. So I already know this is going to taste delicious, but we're going to really hook up the flavors. So I'm going to put in some petite peas. Honestly, peas are best frozen. I don't even bother with canned peas. They are mush. They are disgusting. Blech. That's my opinion. And then I've got the frozen roasted corn, again from Trader Joe's. You can take time to roast corn yourself and shuck it. I'm not shucking. I am just throwing the corn in here. Hey, Bobby D, you got to come visit us this week. We're going to paint pumpkins on Thursday. You got to come paint pumpkins with us. See, I've taught my kids to paint pumpkins as opposed to carving them. I don't know if it's the rainbow art thing or if we're just too lazy to cut it. But either way, it's fun. All right, so what have I got? I've got the corn in the pan. There I go again. The corn in the pot. Somebody tell my brain that it's a pot. This is a pot. That is a pan. All right. Garlic. Okay. And then my friend Portia was asking about seasoning. So I love oregano in soup. I also love herbes de Provence, but I don't want the rosemary in this particular soup. So I'm gonna hook it up with oregano. And this is just dried oregano. Again, you can get it from anywhere. This happens to be organic from Trader Joe's. I'm gonna cover the whole top with the oregano. It's really hard to overdo leafy herbs. Okay. Laughing, I got celery under my feet. I do clean my kitchen off with it. All right. I have some African smoke. We love spiciness. We often use hot chili oil to top the soups off with. I'm gonna put some of this African smoke right into the soup and just let it cook in because I want a little bit of kick. But this is an optional ingredient, so totally up to you whether or not you want to put it in. I am spicing it up. This has a little bit of salt in it, but it's not a whole lot, so you can be pretty liberal with putting this into the pot without making this too salty. Okay. So far I've added very, very little salt. There's a little bit in the broth, but it's not super salty. So if you like the salty flavor, you can add some more. I would recommend always using Himalayan pink sea salt or Himalayan pink salt. Let me show you. Okay. If you're salting something, use this. There it is. Pink salt. Okay. Here's why. Okay. This is the most alkaline ingredient you can find on the planet. When you create an alkaline environment in your body, you reject every disease on the planet, and I mean every disease. So those that have gotten sick often go to eating alkaline foods because, again, nothing can thrive in that alkaline environment. Nothing bad can thrive. So Himalayan sea salt is the most alkaline thing you can put in your food. I'm going to toss a little bit of this in just for that same benefit. But I would nix the other salt, okay? Don't use a white processed salt in your food, okay? Avoid it as much as possible. So I'm just gonna put about a tablespoon of this in, just for a little bit of saltiness. And then I am going to put in a special ingredient because even though this soup is already perfection, I'm just in the mood for creamy soup. So I'm gonna use baba ganoush that I got from the local Mediterranean market. I love everything fresh. Now you can get this from a store that's already prepared and in the refrigerated section. This is a dip that is made from eggplants. It's smoky, it's a little bit salty, and it's really earthy. So it usually is used with hummus and pita bread, and you can also use hummus to make this creamy. You can throw in almond milk or oat milk, but I just wanted that smoky flavor today. That's what I'm in the mood for. So you're gonna witness me using baba ganoush as my cream, and I'm gonna be really, really liberal with this. I may even use the whole container just to make sure that the flavors are balanced in this soup. Okay. It smells so good. So hopefully Portia's still on. Does that answer your question, Portia? Because we have seasoned this already quite well with the garlic, oregano. I put in the sea salt. I put in the African smoke, right? And then I'm gonna taste this. I don't normally taste my food when I'm cooking it. Totally up to you. I'm just used to cooking, and I know how the flavors are in my head most of the time. So some recipes I don't need to taste, but I would recommend tasting when you cook. So I'm gonna taste. Just make sure this broth is on point. It's good, but I want it to be amazing. So I'm gonna toss in some more of this. I'm gonna go ahead and use the whole container. Now, this is optional also, so if you want your soup to be creamy, you can throw this in. You can also throw in canned coconut milk, okay? Because it has all the good fats in it, and that makes soups perfectly creamy. I think I'm gonna throw in a little bit of the oat milk. You can see my fridge is totally veggies. All right, a little bit. I'd say probably just half a cup on that. And again, it's all to taste, so it's all in how you want your flavors to be. So that's not what I wanted. I wanted the African smoke. Okay, and then I'm gonna put in a little bit more of the nutritional yeast just to balance out the flavors. So I would say with nutritional yeast, go heavy on it, because it's one of those things you can't overdo, and then it's just not a really great flavor. You can also use it to make things like vegan mac and cheese, and it makes the flavors perfect. You can mix this into mashed potatoes. Good stuff. You can use it as a thickener for broths, or for broth. I don't know if broths is a word, but broth. All right, so I'm gonna bring you into the process. I'm trying to think of what else I want to amp up. I want to double the oregano, just because this is a big pot, and I'm out of oregano, so I can't double the oregano. All right, but then again, I can't because I have more of it. All right, and there it is, organic oregano. Throw that on. And then I'm just gonna let this simmer for a little bit. The longer you let it simmer, the better the flavor is gonna be. But they say watch pot doesn't boil, so I want to just make sure this is balanced and then get it in a bowl and eat some of it. Clean spoon. Clean spoon, here we go. All right, even though this is my pot. Yeah, yep, that's it. The other thing that I love putting into my soups is this. Apple cider vinegar, unfiltered. Has to say with the mother, that's the best kind. With the mother, okay? And I'm gonna put in a little bit of that. I would just say about 1/4 of a cup. And it's another magic ingredient that just balances out soup flavors, and it's really great for you. If you are in the process of weight loss, apple cider is one of those things. Again, it's also preventative when it comes to sickness. All right, so I want to take a taste of the whole shebang. So I'm gonna grab, I don't know where my ladle went. That's okay. Turn this off. And I want to bring you in and show you what it looks like now. Hey Z, how are you? Z is coming over. Yumminess. It smells delicious, and it's got those veggies in it. Move ahead. So I'm gonna get this in a bowl, and I'm gonna get some cilantro on it, just because I want to. That's how it should be, right? All right. You tell I've made a resolution to do what I want in 2020. Now, I don't do bad things, but I do really good things. So I want to be able to help people help people be healthy. Oh my gosh, look how beautiful that looks. I want to be able to help people with my musical gifts on a global scale. It's always been a goal of mine to be a philanthropist, so be able to give back to others with whatever it is I have. So I want to do that, and I'm going to do that in whatever capacities I can. So look at that. Look how pretty. Look how pretty. I'm going to put a little more broth in it, but I just wanted you to see what's inside. Hey Jeff, how are you? I just wanted you to see what is inside this soup. It's become very much a comfort stew. Something else we love to do here is put fresh avocado on everything. And so that's something that you can put on. That's a nice topper. And then, where's my chili oil? We might be out. We love fire. So I'm just going to put a little bit more of this smoke right on top. I want that flavor. This also goes really, really great with toasted breads. Look at that. In 3D there. Yum. Yum scrum. Yes, Bobby D. Yum scrum. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Have you ever seen such a beautiful soup? All right, here's my favorite part. I gotta blow on it because it's piping hot. Need that sweet potato too. I love how they knew to put the trumpets right there as I was eating. It's perfection. Simple, balanced, gorgeous, tasty, and nice and warm because it's cold outside already. So, hey Z. So good, so good. And it's gonna be even better in the morning after all the flavors have soaked in. So I just wanna thank you for watching Colorful Cooking with Ariel today. Support, support, support. If you have the means to be able to sow a seed and donate, I appreciate that. If you have the means to just press the button and share it, do that. I'm gonna start a YouTube channel momentarily with all of these episodes on them, so please share them with everybody. Let's get this global, right? Who do you want to see on the Food Network and the Home and Garden Network? I'm just saying. And while you're at it, live, love, live, that's hilarious. Live, laugh, and love, right? Love on people. Go out there, whether their views are the same as yours or they have different views, just love on them, right? That's what we need. Love conquers all. And with that, as you can see and hear, I need to finish eating. Need some vitamins and nutrients. I love you. Let me know if you enjoyed this and if there are any recipes that you want me to cover, you have any ideas, and then give me some feedback, right? I love feedback from you. Hey Morgan, how are you? I am getting ready to sign off, but I wanted to show you some love. So, mwah. Hope you're doing well. Have an amazing evening.